chapter 15, reasons for business failure. Business. Check. So, a business fail, most of the time, businesses fail because they lack proper management of their cash. They are unable to meet up with a lot of revenue. They are unable to make profits. So one way or the other, the business ceases operations because it could not make profit or it could not, really make revenue to sustain its continuity. That is why a business fails. That is what business failure is about. Ceasing operation as a result of not being able to make profit or revenue that will sustain the continuity of the business. That is business failure. Do you get business failure here? So why do businesses fail? So here I will tell you, business failure occurs as a result of the firm not being able to make profit or generate revenue. So if a firm is unable to make profits or generate revenue, it will cease operations, but it cannot continue. And business is about continuity. So without these two, you cannot continue the business. Then there's a business failure because you have to cease operation. That's a business failure. So what are the reasons why businesses fail? The first one, cash flow problems. We have cash flow problems, we have lack of finance and the rest. But we're going to start with cash flow problem. When we talk about cash flow itself, cash flow is talking about the amount of money that comes in or goes out of the business. So we have cash, hello please. Hello, stop that and focus please. We have cash inflow and cash outflow. That is how cash flow comes in. The amount of money that comes to the business, the expected revenue to the business, and the expected expenses of the business. That is cash flow. So many businesses fail because they run out of cash. So if a business runs out of cash, it means it cannot continue its operation because you need a working capital. So how do you continue? How do you buy from your suppliers? How do you pay your workers? How do you pay your rent when you don't have cash? So literally you're stopping the business. So that's what cash flow problem is. So what are the reasons why a business would have cash flow problem? Number one, overtrading. When we talk about overtrading simply means you have a lot of projects with insufficient cash. You have a lot of projects you want to do, you have a lot of business you want to do, but you don't have enough cash to fund the projects. So what you have with you is more than the available cash to fund it. That's overtrading. Do we get overtrading here? Yes. The business? No. It means you have a lot of projects. Projects involves using money, yes or no? Yes. You have a lot of projects, but you don't have enough cash to carry on or to execute the project. That is overtrading. Do we understand overtrading? Yes. The second one, investing too much in fixed assets. Fixed assets are assets that stay longer than 1 year with the business. Equipment, machinery, technology. So when the business buys a lot of fixed assets, it takes away cash from the business. Because buying fixed assets means you are spending a lot of money. Do you get it? Yes. Fixed assets requires a lot of money. So it means your inflow, your cash outflow will be higher. You'll be spending more. So spending more might mean that you don't have cash enough to continue to run the business on a daily basis. Because you've invested so much on assets. So a business should not invest on assets that it does not need. That is the point. Do you get the point here? So when you are investing in assets, invest on those ones that are important for the business. If not, you'll be spending a lot of money and nothing is coming in. That is investing too much in fixed assets. The third one is allowing too much credit. Most of the time, businesses want to attract customers. They want customer loyalty. They want customers to always come to them to buy. As a result of that, they give them a lot of credit. You buy now to pay at a later date. That's what credit is. So a lot of businesses do this so that they can keep their customers. But when you're keeping your customers in the course of giving them credit, it means you won't have enough cash to buy those goods that are out. You have the stocks. You sold them on credit. How do you replace the stocks when you don't have the cash to replace them? So because we are talking about cash, because you're running out of cash. So you could run out of cash because you give a lot of credit to customers. So you have a lot of credit customers or trade receivables. That's another problem of cash flow, which could lead to a business failure. Do you get it? Yes. The next one, overborrowing. When the business borrow a lot of money from different banks, it means you have to pay a lot of interest on those borrowing. Yes or no? You take a lot of loans from different banks. You have to pay a lot of interest. Paying interest means your expenses is increasing. And when your expenses increases, your cash outflow will be more than your cash inflow. Then you're going to run out of cash. Do you get it? When you have a lot of banks to pay loans to or interest to, you're going to pay the loan, loan, you're going to pay back the loan, you're going to pay interest. These are expenses for the business, and it might make your business to run out of cash. Is it clear? The next one, seasonal factors. This comes as a result of a specific time in the year that the business is not going to sell. Maybe businesses like businesses that sell jackets or sweatshirts. In the summer, they're not going to sell. So you are not the expected cash flow in the summer, the expected cash inflow in the summer will be less. As a result of that, they might run out of cash. That is seasonal. It is temporary though. Do you understand seasonal?
Yes.
And the second to the last one, external factors. These are factors that are beyond the control of the business. For external factors, which is the second to the last, these are factors that are beyond the control of the business. So there's nothing the business can do about it, irrespective of whatever strategy the business has. These things are beyond the control. Example is consumer taste and preference. If consumers stop buying your product, there's nothing you can do about it. Or can you do anything about it? There's nothing. So because they stop buying your, because they have other preferences or they have other objectives, they stop buying your products, this might reduce your cash flow because the demand for your product reduces, so your cash flow will also reduce. Do you get the point?
No, sir.
No. For external factors means factors that are beyond your control as a business. So if consumers or customers they stop buying your products, that would reduce the amount of cash you receive from them. Yes or no? So that because you receive less amount of cash from them as you used to receive from them before now, then it means you have a cash flow problem. If the demand for your goods reduces because customers are changing their preferences, their interest, then you have a problem of cash flow. And the last one, poor financial management. This comes from the managers themselves. The managers might lack the skills to understand how cash goes in and out of the business. Is the manager is supposed to be the one in charge of the finance manager. If the finance manager does not have the skills, the knowledge, the expertise needed to be able to calculate or measure cash flow or decide about cash flow, then the business will have a problem of cash. Do you understand? So these are problems about cash flow. The first one we talked about is overtrading, which means you spend more, you spend less, or you have so much projects that you have few amount of money to spend on. So investing too much on fixed assets. When you spend too much on fixed assets, it reduces the amount of cash available to you. The third one, allowing too much credit. You give a lot of credit to your customers because you want to keep them, you want to let them to stay with you. You want to improve or increase your customer loyalty, which is not good because as soon as they buy on credit, you need to replace those stocks, but you won't be able to replace them